We're live.
Good evening, Vandal Esports, and welcome to our pod. Today, for our pre-game stream, we are talking to Spencer Martin. Thanks for being here, Spencer.
Welcome. It's my pleasure.
So super excited to have Spencer on here. If you guys don't know, big guy in the band. Spencer, do you just want to tell us a little bit about what you do here at Idaho?
Sure. I'm the director of athletic bands, so that means I oversee the marching band and the basketball band. I'm a clinical professor of music, so I help teach percussion. I teach a lot of the music education classes, things like that. I'm a third generation Vandal. My grandfather went here, my parents went here, and then I graduated from here, and so I've been here off and on for, this would be my 30th year off and on. So
Wow. I got a little quick fun fact before the stream that this is actually the biggest band that we've had in history.
Yes. So 270 in the band, and then Spirit Squad is kind of also under our umbrella, and there's a little over 30 of them. So on the field at halftime, you've got 300 students out there, which is the biggest it's ever been.
Just blows my mind. And your first year when you were here?
I started in this capacity in 2012. We had 172 students.
Yeah, what a grow. I did ask before you came in what questions our gamers wanted to hear from you, and one thing we were wondering about the band is, do you have any interesting ideas for the band, or like a halftime performance that you could tell us about, or like how does that even come to be when you like set out and you know you're gonna do that script and you know you're gonna have the glasses? Like what is that process like?
So the glasses and the script was done a little bit before me, but when I took over, we made it the way it is now, and it kind of solidified it. And the glasses was a collaboration with Dr. Bob Rinker in computer science, so we started that too, all done by students and staff of the University of Idaho. When it comes to the show, that's of what we play, that's me and our assistant director, Nikki Craythorne. I usually kind of come up with the musical ideas, and then she writes all of the drills. She does all of the movements on the field. And we try to do a whole lot of different things. I have a pretty short attention span, so try to hit as many different things as possible, from classical music, like mixing Beethoven with AC/DC or whatever. Last year, of course, we mixed Hot to Go into it and things like that. This year, with it being the 50th anniversary of the Dome, we've kind of done some more kind of funky 70s, 50s stuff. We've done, well, and then since Ozzy passed away, we did, what is it? I can't think of the big Ozzy, Blizzard of Oz tune, the Crazy Train. So we've had kind of a whole mix of different things there. But yeah, I guess I come up with all the ideas, and Nikki helps me put it together.
How long does it take you guys to coming here in August? Do your band members come before? Do you guys just go until the first game?
So I send them the music for the first show, and they show up Tuesday before school starts. So we have 1 week of what you would call band camp, where we teach all of this stuff. We teach kind of all of the stands, pep band tunes. There's about 5 or 6 of that. Then we start working on the first halftime show. And typically we have a few weeks before the first game. But this year it was crazy because we had that WSU game, which we did a joint halftime show with them. So when we got to Pullman, we'd only been a band for 9 days.
Yeah, so I was sidelining for that game, and I was not anticipating to travel with our football team. And I was shocked to see us go out there and have something to play.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Oh no, we willed it to happen. They did such a phenomenal job. There's hardworking students, and of course, when you're going away to play with another band, it's not a competition. Take no prisoners. So we were going to make sure that we really represented, and that was really fun. And it was fun to get to do a joint halftime show with John Sweet and with the WSU band. That was really fun. I've brought the band over there. So I've been the director for 15 years, but I also did a sabbatical replacement for our now provost, for Tori Lawrence, 20 years ago. So I actually ran the band for 1 year as the director 20 years ago, and I took the band over then. So I've taken them to WSU for 5 times.
Wow.
But this was probably the most fun. This was the most the bands really got along and got together, which was cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I understand you yourself are a percussionist.
Yes.
So yep. I know that you said you had been in Reno to do band stuff too, but you travel a lot for that.
Yeah, and so I came here to study with Dan Buckvich, who's the distinguished professor of music and percussion here. He's been here almost 50 years.
Oh my goodness.
And Dan's phenomenal. And so I came to study with him, and so I earned my percussion performance degree. And I went and played drums on the cruise ships for many, many years professionally, and traveled the country. And so really kind of made my living as a professional percussionist. And then teaching just kind of got in there, and just found out that was also could be good at teaching and liked it, and so that's kind of how that came about. It was never the plan to do that. It just kind of happened.
Right. And when you say you're a good teacher, like we know you do great with things with the band, but have you ever looked at your Rate My Professor? I went on your Rate My Professor, and you have 11 ratings. And of all the guests I've had on the show, all the professors, you're my first 5 out of 5. And I was just going to read you a couple of the quotes that were on there.
No.
I have 100% would take again. I have would not trade for any other director and would not train marching band for any other. Exceptional band director and human being. Single greatest professor I've ever had in my life. Never met a professor who cares about a student so much and don't think I ever will again.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, I have only so many things to talk about. And then I looked at your My Professor. I was like, gosh, how do we only talk about band?
I that was very sweet of them. I don't know. I guess they were worried about their grade. I don't know. But no, that's very sweet. No, it's the only thing you get to take away when you do something like this is you just get, it's just the time you have together with students, and it's the memories of that, and it's the memories you'll have will be of wacky, weird things that you just wouldn't think of. But so our mantra has just been, I guess it's kind of been, thank you for your hustle, meaning that we have to maximize our time together. We only get 50 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and we have to make sure that we maximize that time and cherish every minute that we have together, because that's all we get to keep. And so, anyway, well, that's very sweet. Yeah,
I was stoked. No, I had to throw that in.
I have not checked that out. So thank you.
Yeah, and I also was told to ask you about a story time about Boise and bowl games.
So two things. I was in the band the first time U of I went to a bowl game. That was in 1998, and we played Southern Miss and we won down there. And then I was actually teaching in Boise in 2009, so I wasn't part of that bowl game. But in 2016, we made the Humanitarian Bowl, and it was on ESPN, and it was December 22nd, and they moved the game to nighttime. We were at the Boise State Stadium, and it was, I think, 15 degrees. It was awful, and our horns were freezing and everything like that. And so it was a wild experience, and it just kind of showcased that, you know, Boise can love their blue turf, but there's no place like Dome, and so they really need to consider putting a roof on that place.
Yeah, I was just down there this last weekend, so I went to the Fresno State, but it was actually decent weather, so I was pretty stoked to be there. And no, Boise's
beautiful. I lived in Boise many years. I love it, but yeah, that bowl game was terrible, and so. Again, I'm not going to bash on Boise, but one of the things, because we were playing Colorado State, and they would not allow either one of the bands to practice on their blue turf. We couldn't practice on it, so they let us practice in their little fake dome. But then we would have been without practicing on the field would have been really a difficult challenge, and especially because we're an unabashed dome band, so it was cold. And so T.J. Erickson, who's an alum from here, he's from Lewiston, great music director. He's at Eagle High School. He's been at Eagle for almost 20 years, and phenomenal band director. He let us go down there and practice on their field, and there was a foot of snow on the field. And when we arrived, our band dug out every yard line and dug out every hash mark, and we practiced on their field in a foot of snow, did the Fall Down Vandals, and did everything. And one of my favorite pictures is of us on Fall Down Vandals on that snow at the Mustang Stadium at Eagle. But I always tell students it's my favorite picture, but just understand we never do this because we're inside. So, I will tease. I will call either Joe Tornello, who's the director at Boise State, or John Sweet at WSU, and it'll be snowing sideways in November, and I'll be FaceTiming them. I say, hey, how's your rehearsal going? And then I'll turn it around and we're in our T-shirts in the dome and stuff like that. So.
That's awesome. And then staying on the topic of Boise State,
yeah,
you know their esports director, Chris Haskell.
Yeah, he and I actually got certified to teach at Boise, and so I worked with Chris. I worked a year with their marching band, and that's how I know Chris. And it's no surprise that Chris would be doing a great job with this and doing all these things, and so fun that our director is friends with him and colleagues with him, and so it's a nice collaboration between U of I and Boise State and things like that.
It's awesome. To get into video games a little bit, I know you said we're both not really video game players, don't know any of the games in the lab.
No, I don't know the new stuff.
When you said you got nostalgic thinking about what you had played, tell us a little bit about that.
So you think about this, and so you go, what's your history of video games? And you think back, and you can remember Pong. You can remember the original Pong. You can remember then on the Atari 2600, Pac-Man and Donkey Kong and Centipede and Frogger and Missile Command. This is when you're real little. And then the Nintendo Entertainment System comes out in about 85, and it just blows your mind. And that's back when they had a robot with it, Robbie the Robot, and they had the Duck Hunt gun, and they had all that stuff, and Mario Brothers. But your parents don't buy it for you, so you have to rent it at the video game store. So you rent it. But Mike Tyson's Punch-Out was insane. And then for your 12th birthday, you get the Nintendo Entertainment System, and you get Super Mario Brothers 2. So that's the first one you win. You get Contra. Contra blows your mind. That one won that game. But probably the one that I've played the most was Super Tecmo Bowl that came out in 1991. I've got thousands of hours playing the Seahawks with Dave Craig at quarterback. Super Tecmo Bowl. Then I'm dating myself here, but then you get to college, and now there's Super Nintendo.
Right.
And you spend all of your time outside of class playing Street Fighter 2, and that was a huge one. And Mortal Kombat, I think, was more Sega. Somehow we played that one too. Then late 90s, the Sony PlayStation 1 comes out, and that's using a compact disc, so that's blowing your mind. And the graphics now look awful, but back then they were state of the art, and that's probably where you first start playing Madden. I think that's where I played Madden. Then I graduate college and play drums on the cruise ships, and then that's where what's the San Andreas one? What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know it. What is it?
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. Thank you, voice from the heavens. Grand Theft Auto was there, and so we would play our gigs, and then we would go play Grand Theft Auto all night. And so that was probably my last foray with Grand Theft Auto. And then my son, who's 12, well, I take it back. When my son was born, we bought a Nintendo Wii, which was
I grew up with the Wii. Right? I know the Wii.
But we bought it in 2013. It was already 5 years out of date, but for us, that was brand new. So we were doing, baseball and bowling and all that stuff. And so that's when my son got older, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's what he played. Then I felt bad that all his friends had cool stuff, and he was on this stupid Wii from 10 years ago. So I got him a Switch.
Okay.
And so he's been loving the Switch, and so he's doing Fortnite and all that stuff. What's the other one? Fortnite and Minecraft. Yeah. So peripherally, I am watching him do that stuff. So that's been fun to see. So
funny you say that about the Wii, because my younger brother, 13, he has an Xbox, but he goes to Montana with my dad a lot, and they thrift and pawn shop. And within the last year, he pawned a new Wii. Like a refurbished
retro
Wii.
Yeah, an old Wii.
Yeah, and that's been a big thing at my house.
It still holds up. It's still a ton of fun.
So I go home, and that's what we play. But
no, the Wii's awesome, and my son will dig it out of the closet, and he'll still play it too. Yeah, and my daughter, she's 6, going on 16, so she's playing all that stuff too.
Yeah, I didn't know a lot of the games you talked about. I knew like Pac-Man, but we do have a Street Fighter team here.
Do you
guys? Yeah, so Street Fighter, we still.
Oh, Street Fighter's a ton of fun.
Yeah, they still play Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I don't have a Pac-Man team.
Pac-Man, it's hard to. It's hard to explain what a cultural phenomenon Pac-Man was. Bigger than it was everything. It transcended video games. It was from cartoons and serials and everything. Pac-Man was enormous. But Donkey Kong was too. Donkey Kong was a better game. It took more skill for sure. But yeah, all that old school Atari stuff was wild. And I can remember going to get pizza with my dad, and you'd be there, and I remember playing Mario Brothers on the at the arcade. It wasn't Super Mario, it was Mario Brothers. Another one called Choplifter, which was these are ancient.
Yeah, I don't know any of these.
They're ancient games, but anyway, it was fun. It was fun to know you'd be asked to go, okay, what video games do you remember? And there was a lot more.
Right.
But I think I'm Generation X. You can tell by my crusty, angry heart.
Oh my gosh. Stop.
But we were kind of the first generation that sort of grew up gaming. Boomers didn't. We did. And so I think in a weird way we laid the road for this type of stuff where you just keep gaming and you keep gaming as an adult.
Yeah.
Back then, if Gen X, if you gamed as an adult, it was weird, but now it's pretty normal. We grew up with it.
So when we talked about those graphics, what was your first, because was this your first time in the lab?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you?
I remember when this was the bowling alley.
I was just gonna say, So we had flooded a couple times, and we just had a really big refurbish over the summer. But
it's beautiful.
How different was it to come in and just like I just see the rows of PCs and our graphics
it was
cards.
awesome. I mean, I think this at one point was a computer lab with the old school, but no, it was beautiful. It's really cool, and just to get the history of this program and to see so many of the marching band students that are in my class that are part of this too. And no, it's really beautiful. It's awesome.
Yeah, we were super excited to have you down here. And when we knew you had been here so long, I was like, I wonder if he had seen the lab. I've only been a part of it since last year, but even last year, I mean, we've got the TVs up on the walls now.
Yeah.
This was painted over the summer.
No, I hadn't
new
seen
carpet.
it. I hadn't seen it for years. It's very impressive. The whole program, from just learning about it, it's extremely impressive.
We appreciate that. And I do have one more gift for you. We wanted to give you an Esports jersey on our behalf.
Hey.
This is our new design for this year, so we change them every year. They're up on the wall behind the corner.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's your very own.
Well,
so
thank you.
We just want to say thank you so much for having us and being here. It was just awesome.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for everything that you bring to the university and our students. It's really an awesome program.
Thank you. And that was Sean, guys. Thanks for watching.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another week of ECAC Valorant. It is week 6, and our University of Idaho Vandals are currently 2-2 on the season, and we are facing up against University of Kentucky Wildcats, who are 2-3 on the season. My name's Bradkle.
I'm Toxic Ravix.
And it's going to be a super fun stream.
It is. Back at it again. Like, it always feels weird coming on to stream. Like, just every new week, it's a new adventure.
Yeah.
And hopefully, we can take home the win this week.
Yeah. New teams, different comps you got to use against them. Last week, Vandals did come out with a loss against University of Oklahoma in quite a depressing fashion, I'd say.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at the rank difference, it was really big.
They are a very good team.
Very good.
But our Vandals were still in pretty high spirits.
Yeah, they held their own.
They're having some fun. We saw some laughing and stuff. They said after they knew it was kind of over, they just started playing around. So it's awesome to have a fun time like that, even if you lost. It sucks if you don't like the domination loss, but if you have fun with it, it does make it kind of enjoyable. Sometimes the best fun in games.
I was gonna say, and that's what we're here for. It's games. We're here to have fun. We want to win sometimes, most times, but it's games. At the end of the day, we're having fun. That's what's important.
Mm-hmm. And the Vandals still have a very good opportunity to make playoffs here. There is only this match and then one match next week until playoffs. Yeah. So Vandals are definitely looking for a win this week and next week to secure that spot. It might be a little bit of a struggle / luck on how other teams are doing if we do end up losing one of those two games. It will be a bit questionable if we make playoffs. And Kentucky right now is also looking for a playoff spot, but they definitely got to win both their next matches if they want a chance at making it. So they're also in the fight for playoffs. So this should be a pretty good game between two playoff-wanting teams.
Yeah, all of them trying their hardest, trying to perform the best they can so they can make that playoff spot. And I think, personally, Vandals are doing well. Like they've been improving as the seasons go on. I've noticed. Well, this season goes on. I've noticed that the Vandals have been getting a little better about working together as a team, which is really nice to see, and hopefully, it'll lead them all the way.
Yeah.
Especially today.
Yeah, hopefully we will have to see. And then also just a quick update on our JV team. Our JV team is currently 5-0 on the season, and they have a bye week this week. So there's no match this week. They got one more match next week, but they're already guaranteed a spot in playoffs in their division. So that's super awesome. They're going to try and go undefeated before playoffs. So
Good
that'll
for
be
JV.
yeah, that'll be a cool thing to keep an eye out on.
Yeah, maybe we can get one of their games on here again
Yeah,
for another stream.
maybe. I mean, if they make playoffs and make a good run, we'll definitely have them on stream.
Yeah, it'd be fun to watch them again, see how much they've improved since the last time we streamed them.
Yeah. I mean, last time they played well too.
They played really good.
Yeah.
That one was really fun to watch.
Yeah. But speaking more about our varsity team, yeah, it was a bit of a struggle last week. So this is definitely going to try and be a comeback game for them. They didn't get more than 3 round wins.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because I think the first one was 2 or was it 3?
I'm pretty sure both games were 3-13.
Oh
Yeah.
I thought one was 2-13, but I definitely could just be misremembering. Words are hard, guys.
True.
True. But yeah, it'll be nice to see. Let's see. Hopefully, who are you looking forward to seeing played this week? Like agent wise, I mean.
Oh, agent wise? Okay. It really depends on the map, but I love seeing some cheese as Waylay. I think he does a very good job on entering onto the sites with those dashes, doing a great job at gaining that space for his team. And a lot of times, he comes out with that initial entry frag that gets them into sight. And other than that, it's a bit wishy-washy. I don't really have any like specific agents overall that I'd like to see. But here we are. Here's the team.
Or at least some of them.
Yeah, I think only 3 of them are here today then. Maybe, okay, that's David and Diabolic. And I saw some cheese earlier, so that leaves Jimmy and Kiyu out. But Jimmy is online.
Jimmy's already. And Kiyu, I don't know. To be fair, I haven't seen him much lately around the house, but he could very well just be sick at home.
Oh, around the house? Wait,
he's my roommate.
Oh, my gosh. Oh. He's probably telling you all the super secret plans that we have on winning this match. And everything.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I know he's on the Rocket team, or Rocket League team as well. Which one would you say he plays more?
Ooh. I would say recently he's definitely been playing a lot more Val. From what I can hear through the walls. Because his room is right next to mine.
Through the walls.
Well, I'm not... Because his setup is against my wall where my bed is. Mm-hmm. So, anytime he's playing, I can hear it. Oh, boy.
That probably sucks for sleeping at night. You just hear him... Peek him! Oh my gosh!
It's actually not that bad.
Yeah,
he
seems like a chill guy.
Yeah, he's chill. He's never like been loud enough to do that. To be fair, most nights I don't get home till like 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and he's either gone to sleep or quiet down. But
yeah.
One
of my roommates, you could definitely call him a rage gamer. As soon as you walk through the door in our living room, you know if he's gaming or not.
It's just, it's immediate. Just yelling.
Yep. I don't know why he plays the games if it gets you that rage, but it could be fun. Maybe it's some fun raging. But
that's why they have rage rooms.
Yeah, true.
That's very true.
Your own personal rage room while gaming. Maybe that's the purpose of video games.
Just to get out aggression.
Yeah.
Isn't that like wasn't there a whole argument way back when? It was like they're being too aggressive on like COD or something. It's causing them to be violent.
Yeah. It's some aspects I can kind of see.
Maybe, but
yeah. Kiyu is sick. Uh-oh. That sucks.
That makes sense.
Do you notice a different gaming ability of your own if you're sick?
Oh, definitely.
Really?
I feel like, depending on the game, I'm either worse or better. It also depends on like what kind of sickness I have. If I'm playing Rivals and I'm like dying, like fever and stuff, obviously I can't even see half the time.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I'm just like if I'm like a little sick or something on like Overwatch or even like one of those on Overwatch actually, I can perform better because I feel like I'm so hyper focused on one point or doing one thing.
You're so locked in.
I'm so locked in. I have no other distractions because I'm so stuffed up I can't even hear or see anything else.
True. Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
smell, so it's not like who needs any other senses? I just have sight.
Yeah.
Or like some of the single player games, it feels like it's easier to actually get through because, like I said, I'm locked in.
Honestly, yeah, single player games might be the way. I usually just
That's
like
how you
watch
sick.
YouTube or Netflix or just like a show when
That's
I'm
what I
sick
do.
rather than gaming. But low key, single player games might be the move from now on when I'm
Sick.
when I'm all sick. Yeah.
I was like, I think I tend to switch between like YouTube and Netflix and playing a single player game. I play a lot of roguelikes, and I mean a lot.
Mm.
So they're kind of mind numbing.
Okay.
So it's like having so I'll have like a video essay maybe going on that's maybe 3 hours, and I'm like, yeah, I should get through this. I don't have to, but I can now that I'm sick. And then just play a mind numbing game.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I don't know. I find enjoyment out of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. I actually flew back on the plane last night.
Oh.
And I lost my wireless earbuds where I was traveling to DC, and on the plane ride back, I played 6 hours of Plants vs Zombies 2.
Did you start from the beginning? And
Yeah,
like, that's
got
great.
I got through like almost 200 levels. It was
That's insane. I
My-
love PvZ too, though.
it's such a good game, and they're coming out with a third one finally.
It's bad. It's really bad.
Is it?
It's so
I
bad.
heard the new like version of it is good.
I was like, I heard from all like, because PvZ is probably part of my YouTube algorithm, and all the YouTubers I've watched and some of the reviews I've seen on the new game, it's just so bad. But it's so like the graphics are bad, and apparently there's some like AI usage on it. Like some of the art is AI'd.
Uh-oh.
And it's like, ooh,
AI? Oh, well, it's
not AI art.
It's taking over the plants, taking over the zombies. But you know what else is taking over?
What?
Monster Energy. It's taking over the nation, baby. If you want a drink that keeps you nice and energized, keeps you up at night for those late study grinds,
Or
Monster.
those late gaming sessions.
Oh, true. Gaming sessions. That's probably more relatable to our audience, I guess.
Who wants to be studying?
Yeah, Monster Energy is the way to go. Ziply Fiber as well will help you not disconnect from your online exams or your online video games.
Yeah, we don't need a ban from a bad Wi-Fi.
True.
So get yourself some Ziply Fiber.
And there's plans as low as $10 for college students using code STUDENTS at checkout. Some super fast internet for you.
Fast, cheap. What more could you want out of the internet?
Honestly, nothing.
Fast and cheap, like.
Yeah, that's what I look for. When I'm typing up, I'm like, fast and cheap internet, please. And
fast, cheap, relatively free.
And first one is just like, the first link would be like some sort of like scam, like super fast alien technology Wi-Fi, and then don't click that one. Click the next one to Ziply Fiber. For sure.
Let's take a look. I'm gonna look it up right now.
A good old look-sees. But here we are. We are in map number 1. It is Corrode. This is a familiar map to the Vandals. They have been playing fairly good on it. I think they've won the majority of the times they've played it.
This is like one of my favorite maps. It probably is my favorite map to play. I love Corrode.
Really? Yeah.
It's my favorite.
I think I'm just too hooked on the OG maps. But
that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, man, looky here. They got Asuna on their team. Didn't know he went to University of Kentucky. Asuna is a very good professional Valorant player. And we got Rank Demon. The
Not the UOM
Bisky and Eugen. One of those. But looking at the comps, hey, there's the Waylay I was talking about for some cheese.
Ooh.
Waylay doing magic on this map. Waylay is so good on this map. So many versatile dashes you can do, and is one of the best duelists to actually take the sights on this map. Looking at the comps, they're like fairly similar. There's different. Oh wait, no, they got same smokes. They got a Vice. They got Waylays. But we have a Viper instead of a KO and a Sova instead of a Fade. So mostly the same roles for both teams. Vandals having the double smokes might help them a little bit more on like defense and utility wise.
Yeah. When was the last time we saw a KO though? I feel like
I don't see a lot of KO recently actually. Yeah,
it's so weird. Like my brother plays a lot of Valorant and he plays KO, and that's like the only time I ever see him get played.
Yeah, I think he was recently buffed with his flashes, which makes him a bit more viable. So it's nice to see him shine. I like when different agents get a chance to shine. But here we are, Idaho on defense here. Bisky working his way up. Kiyu is going to meet Asuna. Gets out of there with 10 HP left to his name. Great first pick for Idaho. But Kentucky is just going for direct contact on the site. Great flash. Doesn't quite land the shots, or does actually. Does do a decent amount of damage. Rank Demon in mid here, getting kind of diced up a little bit.
Most of Kentucky is super low. Well, yeah, not most. Well, most, because you know it's half.
Yeah,
but seeing they're going for the A site now, and it seems that Vandals don't really notice yet as they're rotating. Oh, well, Vandals starting to rotate now.
Yeah, they're slowly but surely realizing it. There is 40 seconds on the clock, so they are going to have to be mindful of that time. Here's a smoke they have to run through.
Ooh. Jimmy takes out 2. David takes out 1. Ooh. And Idaho takes the win on this run.
Gun here.
Yeah, some excellent defense from Idaho right there. That first pick from Kiyu was nice. And then Kentucky followed it for another pick, so that was making it 4-4. And then Kentucky just really waited on that A site push. It might have been better if they were a bit more aggro and went faster, but I don't think they knew how many of the Vandals were on sites.
That's what I was thinking too. Like trying to get a more aggressive approach on it. Probably could have gotten to A site, but looks like they're all stacking on mid here.
Yeah, Jimmy did find 2 with that Sheriff. Finds another one on Eugen this round. Yeah, Sheriff is also nice mid here. Oh, some great shots. Rank Demon does get the trade.
Are the numbers advantage? Yeah, they're still holding mid.
Yeah, they worked hard for that mid control. All right, David goes down. Yeah, he does not expect Cheese to be right there.
Yeah, with the numbers advantage and just having to back up. Yeah.
Only has a classic, and Diabolic getting 2 kills at the end there with that Bulldog. A good round from Vandals. Good job holding mid right there. Winning the fights. Jimmy, he's gotten 2 kills so far in each round. Hitting his shots right. And that's a quick 2-0 start for Idaho.
Yeah. I feel like I've been seeing Jimmy play a lot of solo recently.
Yes, yeah,
And
he has been leaning into it.
And it's been really nice to see his arrow shots, because I can't ever hit them. I can't even
Yeah, I
imagine.
failed geometry.
I did too. At least the first time. First semester failed.
Oh, man. Okay. Wow, I didn't even know KO had his ult already, but gets taken down. Kiyu gets another, just kept peeking and does get punished. They go for the KO revive, and that's going to bait out a couple trades. Kentucky actually getting onto site. It's a 2-on-2. Jimmy finding one on Ranked Demon.
Ooh, and hitting his target.
Yeah, scans one using that drone. They are a little aware of this flank from Idaho, but not fully. Both of Kentucky are going to play together. That smoke isn't quite on bomb. I don't know if that was
Probably an
on
accident.
purpose or not.
Last player standing.
Oh, nice shot from Eugen right there, but even better from Jimmy.
Oh,
Jimmy!
that was a crazy shot.
My gosh! That was kind of nice, Jimmy. I will give it to you. Getting that first headshot and then that second one, some great reads right there. I think Fade kind of revealed their position by using some utility. But yeah, great clutch from Jimmy. His teammate went down, but he didn't. He's 7-2 already. Man.
I know, by round 3? Easy. And it looks like they're all stacking with Vandals. Oh, no interesting. No fun little plays, just Vandals.
Yeah, that's kind of what you want to do, especially if you win the bonus round. Just buy the best guns possible, because the other team is forced to save. They have 4 sheriffs and a stinger to work with. So if they land these headshots, they could do some damage. Ranked Demon dashes on the site, gets blind, so heads right on out.
They're all stacked up on B now. Vandals are super spread out. But it looks like they could.
Oh, they are generating some crazy space, some crazy info.
They could go for a pincer here.
Yeah, I love Omen's spot for Idaho right now. Waiting for that rotate, being a bit sneaky, and he might even catch a couple off guard. Jimmy is here holding mid. Oh, gets taken out with the sheriff. And that frees up mid for Kentucky to work their way. And they got a good read on going over to A site. There's not really any Idaho defenders. If Omen's a bit quicker with this flank mid, he could do some damage, but just turns around going for this A main flank instead. Dieball getting one on Asuna.
And now the numbers are tied up. At least. Ooh, are they going to go for a full rush? No? Well, yeah.
Spike goes down.
Diabolic gets one. Ranked Demon gets 2, and David still tied up.
Yeah, it's a 2 versus 2. David is super low, so he might have to try and bait his life for cheese to try and make something happen.
They're playing super careful, but they're
both
so
holding the smoke. Oh my god, and the Vandals come out with it. Oh man, that was a tough position for them to try and enter. 2 enemies in the smoke, and they go out on top. I guess it was only a stinger, but man, yeah, that was some nice shooting from Idaho and great awareness that they could have both been in that smoke.
Okay, I never understand how to use it. So how do you use smokes most times? Because I feel like if you stand in them, you get very little value because you're kind of just like, oh, I'm still here. But if you stand outside of them, then other people can come in and take your space. And then
yeah, so if you're holding a smoke, okay, wait, hold that thought for a second. There was a bit of a rush. Okay, Dieball gets one. But if...
Ooh. Jimmy ult.
Okay, yeah, he's not going to get
Yeah.
anything else. But if you're holding a smoke or you're in the smoke, and someone peeks through the smoke for a second, they're like kind of blind through the smoke, so you technically do have an advantage. Diabolic making some great things happen for Idaho. Does get taken down, but not without dealing quite a bit of damage. Okay, KO starting to heat up a little. His circuits. Oh man, that was an opportunity for David. He just was a bit too scared.
Q gets the pick though.
Yeah.
And now it's a 1v3.
Yeah, he did a good job lurking up, and all the Vandals have to do is hold for Spike. That timing is crazy. Okay, gets his Spike.
That was a really good
Rewinds
melee
on
play,
out
yeah.
of there.
It was really nice. It was very clean.
30 seconds left.
Jesus holding sight. He's coming to his teammate. He's here.
Yeah. It's like the dash in without like fully checking. It's a little dangerous, but
Yeah, I think he was just hoping that the Vandals were still mid and not on site yet, but that read was wrong. And Vandals are 5-0 right now.
yeah.
Looking
And Diabolic
pretty
up to
good.
7 as well. 7 and 4 tied with Jimmy right now.
Yeah, Jimmy kind of led off, but Diabolic started cooking. Love
On
to
his
see
Viper.
them taking turns
Yeah.
at cooking. You never want to see just one man doing all the work, so love to see that.
Looks like they're all gonna go down A site.
Yeah, Vandals actually want to try and fight this. Flashes and utility coming from Kentucky here. They do get up onto the space and get ult orb. They might be trying to farm some ult orbs. We could see a rotation out of them onto that B site. Kiyu is aggressively holding mid. He is up here. Not anymore.
Like Bucket's taken down.
And that's going to be a gun for the side of Kentucky as well. So the save round already being pretty good for them so far.
Well, unless he dies.
Oh, David finds one on Ranked Demon.
Some cheese fries.
Spike down A.
2 for 2.
I have
Oh,
the spike.
and did get a head dink, so... Oh, that actually did not do a lot of damage. Guess
Yeah.
that was a wall bang.
30 seconds left.
David with a jiggle peek right there. Knows they're all coming on to A site. Diabolic is slow for the rotate. Fade ult. Okay, he gets one. Gets on out of there. Very smart from him. 15 seconds to plant Spike.
Going for the plant.
It is going to
Yeah.
go down. One Vandal from spawn. One from the other spawn. Spawn
Pincer.
sandwich happening right now.
Love a good pincer.
Oh, where's this Omen TP going for? Okay, got some good intel. And they know where Asuna is. They know he's right on site here behind that crate. Great peeks from Asuna in a nice clutch for the first win on the side of Kentucky right there.
Okay, another question. Wall balls. Is that where you can just kind of like almost shoot through a part of the wall if it's like cornered?
Yes, yeah, you can always shoot kinda on the corner for the most part, but it will do a decreased amount of damage
Now we win.
depending on how like solid it is. So some wall bangs are like will deal more damage than others. It's like if it's a brick wall you're shooting at over wood, it will do less damage.
See, I kind of wondered. Oh, hello, Bucky.
Bucky Gaming.
Back at it again.
We love to see some Bucky gaming. Oh, he gets caught out. There is a Bucky in this corner. Gets one, gets two. Okay, a great value from a Bucky. Evens out the numbers. That KO is going to get revived, however. And Spike is planted. KO only revealing the Sova Heaven with that knife. This is going to be a tough retake for the Vandals. Jimmy's working with a Marshall. Oh, man, that
it's
dart
so
scanned
much.
everyone. David finding one. Getting another. Ooh, oh, great Waylay ult. Oh my gosh, that was clean. Yeah. Yeah, Cheese. That's worth celebrating. That was nice. That's like one of the most effective Waylay ults I've seen.
I know. I feel like I don't see many ults just in general anymore. Not even anymore, just
Like value of the ults, or just like
kind of both. Well, it's just like value. I feel like there's so much missed value out of a lot of ults, and but in general, just getting uses, like getting to actually use them.
true.
Because most people will be like, okay, I'll hold it for this, die, or oh, I'll just pop it, and then like it becomes the next round and you swap sides.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a bad habit Valorant players have on holding ults. Speaking of holding ults, Diabolic is not, and he's being very aggressive in this Viper's pit. I don't think they're going to expect this. Okay, that was huge that he also preserved his life for Idaho. And yeah, that DK doing some work as soon as taking some damage from the Vandals flank. There is a lot of them. Cheese getting one. David thought Cheese was an enemy. Gets another, and a flawless round from Idaho. That Viper's pit just really stopped everything Kentucky had going that round.
I like Vipers though. It's so cool how it just kind of like flows out through like what's it called? Through the rest of the map.
Yeah, it's a nice area ult. It's definitely one of the more unique ults in the game. And offers a lot of plays around it. And that play from the Vandals, doing that Viper ult, making them stop at B main, and then bringing the rest of the team flank. I love that play. That's a great call from Vandals, and great execution they did that round.
Yeah, it was cool. Silver Dart not getting a scan this time. But they're playing a lot more spread out. Kentucky, I mean.
Yeah, playing it nice and slow. You can always tell when the spike is on the ground, because they don't want anyone to get picked off with the spike and then have to try and work their way to find that spike on the ground. So it's just nice to have it in the spawn. Some Cheese might get a little, yeah, does get some action and gets ranked Demon.
But
oh, Eugen got caught with his gun pulling out right there. Oh man, the Vandals are just winning the gunfights right now. So just head taps galore, and Cheese is on the prowl. Gets a third on the round. Some nice crisp aim right there, and you can see him cheesing all over.
But wow, it's nice spread from the Vandals.
Yeah, everyone doing their job that needs to be done. It is 8-1. Kentucky needs to start to get some rounds on the board, especially before half. You want to try and at least make this 3 or 4 in the position they currently are in now. But it's even going to be tough because they got to save this round. And David beats up on him because he has a sheriff.
Cover going out.
But let's see if David and Cheese can just hold A. They definitely can. Like making. Oh, they're.
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel like I can't finish my sentences. I'm like, I'm so focused on looking at what they're doing.
Yeah, Cheese gets one, gets another. Man, that slow makes aiming so difficult.
Yeah.
And it's just KO here, gets one. Does a little bit of damage to Vandal's economy, but the economy is booming.
Yeah, their economy is huge. I thought that was interesting. So I was like trying to come up with words of it while it was happening. But how much pressure the Vandals were putting on both sides, almost like they were coming together and surrounding them in spawn.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that's called space taking on defense, and that is what you want to do on defense if you can, because it generates space, generates pressure, and then also gives you info on where the enemies are at or heading.
This is a great read by Kentucky right now.
Yeah, a couple Vandals mid. One of them goes down. This is definitely an opportunity for Kentucky. They have the guns. They have the sight. That Fade ult is going to hit nothing, but they don't know that just yet.
R.I.P. the Fade ult.
Yeah, and oh yeah, this is David clear this.
Just going for a little peek.
I am
Teleport.
curious.
Ooh.
Oh, the teleport! Oh man, some snappy aim from KO. Doesn't expect the fourth coming from mid right there. Now it's a 2v4 retake. Kentucky really does not want to lose this round.
Blinding prep. I blinded. One
Okay, that
enemy
one
remaining.
is shot. Eugen getting Kiyu. It's all left to Jimmy. Can it be done? Jimmy Neutron in the building here.
It might just be best if Jimmy goes for the save, because
I mean, they got the money, so might as well send it.
Hello?
Gets
Hold
two,
on.
and yeah, running is the right option after that. Spike is going to get detonated, so Jimmy didn't even
Last
have
round
time
in the
anyway.
half.
Yeah, I was like, he didn't have time. I don't know why he's
But-
doing it. But their economy is so high.
Honestly, those 2 kills did do a little bit of an impact. Oh, I guess not fully. But Kentucky doesn't have the greatest amount of money, but they are still able to buy full loadouts on the final round of the half, so that's all that matters. Kiyu is going to go for Operator, and we also see a Odin from Vandal, so this could get a little annoying for Kentucky to play up against.
I've been really liking
Fall back in.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but they're so fun.
they are very satisfying, but when you're against them, they are not. Okay, wow, quick sight take using that Fade ult.
Ooh.
Here's some cheese ult. Jimmy pairing up with that Waylay ult is going to find one with his ult. Cheese getting some trades happening. It's a 2-on-2. Jimmy finding 3 with the Odin that round.
Don't miss me too.
Beautiful gameplay.
And that makes it
Switching
10-2 at half. Wow,
Already so fast.
dominant half from Vandals. And I love that the Sova is using the Odin, because Sova plus Odin is such a nice combo.
Really?
Because yeah, you have recon, so you can dart or use the Sova drone, and if you tag anyone, the Odin can like wall bang that like pings through the walls, and it is super effective if done properly. We didn't see like the wall bangs with the Odin. We just saw him just be goated with the Odin. So I guess that also works. You could be cool like that, Jimmy.
Should we just be cool like that? But
Yeah. Kentucky is definitely wanting to try to switch things up, especially on defense. Vandals get a pick mid after one of their boys went on down, spamming through the smoke. That is a good read from Kiyu. Idaho getting onto site. Asuna is here. That blind is not going to be useful because Jimmy was
Spike
there.
planted.
Oh, Bisky is
going
pretty close on this flank. Rank Demon getting 2. That actually makes it a 2-on-2. It's a lot more doable for Kentucky. He gets another David. It's a 1v1 against Rank Demon. Rank Demon finds the head on David and gets a well-needed round win for Kentucky right there.
throws down the GG on the floor.
Yeah, Rank Demon just brought that back all on his own. Yeah, I guess.
Very good play by them. Is that what I'm thinking? Is that what I think it is?
Judge.
Is that the judge?
A judge on the second round after you win pistol. is kind of insane.
Yeah.
I do it because I love it, and I think more people should do it because what are they gonna do? They have like classics and stuff, and you have a judge. They're not gonna beat you close range.
We'll see how they play it out. Maybe Vandals
Doing a
can
thing.
go out on here.
Okay, that KO dart is gonna hold off the Vandals from using utility for a little bit, and this entry from Cheese gets on site super blind. Oh, he's just going here. Oh man, this is awkward. Ooh, bobs and weaves. And as I was going down, the rest of Vandals were also going down. Oh, that was a bit awkward right there. Had to just kind of run. Oh my gosh, never mind. I was hyping up the judge, and then all for the classic to beat it.
Well, hold on. Maybe he can get the judge out. Maybe. Oh,
Yeah,
never mind.
okay.
I was like, hold on.
Only a matter of time till he got spammed. Okay, Kentucky, after the swap, gets 2 wins in a row. They need to start racking up these wins, and so far, so good. This is going to be the real test, however. Idaho does have full loadouts that they can use, while Kentucky is on a bonus, so not the greatest of weapons. A bunch of Guardians. We've seen a lot of Guardian usage this game.
Which is kind of surprising. I thought Guardians were like really bad.
Oh, I think it's really good because it's a one tap to the head. As long as you got the good aim, and they got very good wall bang ability. David getting that initial pick on Rank Demon might allow them to get onto site. 2 of the Vandals are lurking up B as well. Okay, yes.
Ooh.
And they are going to rotate to the Vandals on B. There is no defenders on B side. It is free for the taken. Bisky trying to find one mid. Doesn't quite. And already some great space from Diabolic being made. The utility going out to stop them from pushing. Oh man, he goes right on through. Great play from Eugen. Very bold, but it does pay off in some sort of way. Man, KO is kind of cooking right now. It is a 2 versus 2. KO gets that dart. Does detect Cheese on site. KU gets one, Cheese gets the other. And that's round win number 11 for the Vandals. Only needing 2 more to close it out.
2 more. And yeah, I mean the KO. I forgot his name for a minute. I was gonna say, seeing an usually unplayed agent, you gotta be good at his utility if you're gonna play something, especially in this meta.
Yeah. He's not like that unused, but he definitely is less used than most agents currently. But it is nice to see him. And there, yet again, his knife gets a lot of value. Some good info. I think that hit either 2 or 3 of the Vandals, so they got a good feeling on where Idaho is heading. And there's 3 defenders on site. If the Vandals choose to push this, they are going to be met with fire. Oh, Bucky Gaming. Let's go.
Bucky through the smoke. Hold on. Oh, they're going for the rotation.
Yeah,
but Jimmy's still trying to hold them out there to make sure they don't rotate.
They could try and work their way up mid, but it just looks like they're all headed to B for a nice B execute for the end of this round.
Definitely the smartest play.
Yeah, 45 seconds remaining. Most of the Kentucky defenders are not on B site. It is all just left to Vice to try and hold this. Diabolic actually causing a bit of trouble mid. Doing a good job at holding for flanks and everything. Vice ult comes into play. And oh man, Cheese was left all alone on site. That I totally thought someone else followed him on the site, and that was just a great isolation from Eugen. Vandals are now on site. The spike is going to get planted with very little time to spare. KO up heaven, just trying to peek someone. Rank Demon finding 2 is going to get traded out. It's all left to Kiyu, who's on site and gets both of them with such little HP. Gets the Vandals to match point. And I'm pretty sure KO watched Kiyu get into that position, so I'm a bit confused on why he didn't fully check right there. Maybe he just forgot. It is always chaotic in a Valorant round, especially in the end of it. But that mistake is going to cost them that round. And Vandals are just one more win needed to close out this match.
Trying to go for the... I couldn't remember what I was saying. Anyways. We'll see what happens. They're really taking up a lot of space. Kentucky, I mean.
Man, yeah, they know exactly where the Vandals are now.
They just took so much space that... Ooh.
Okay, Kiyu goes down, and now all of Idaho knows there's a couple flankers, so that means they're going to try and take on this side. Diabolic getting 1 on Rank Demon. Cheese getting 2. Oh, man, you just can't stop this guy sometimes. It is a 2v3 to keep Kentucky's dream... Oh, 2v4 to keep their dream alive. As soon as sees David on the box, couldn't quite get him. Eugen uses the ult, gets 1, does a bit of damage to the other, tries it, gets the other, cut some with it from David. But Jimmy, who else but Jimmy, to close out map number 1 right there. Boy, oh boy, that was
something
really well played from Vandals that map. That defense, I want to talk about that defense. That defense was actually incredible. Some great holds right there. And even the offense, I mean, they didn't really have too much offense going on since they did so much good stuff on defense. That taking the space was insane.
They're really good at that now.
Yeah, we hadn't seen that much of the Vandals taking space like that in previous weeks, but boy, it seems like every round they were taking space, getting intel, and then some quick rotates off that information to get onto the site that Kentucky's actually going to.
Yeah, which that might be an improvement that they've been working on, trying to be able to take more space on defense, because they seem to be lacking when it comes to defensive plays.
Yeah.
At least from what I've seen in their recent. So being able to still play aggressive like you would play on attacker on defense, probably trying to work in that style.
Yeah. It also, oh man, okay. I guess we are going to go on a BRB. So that was map 1. Stay tuned for the rest of the maps in this best of 3 series. Grab a Monster Energy, get some snacks, and we'll be right back.
Bye.
We are back, boys, girls, all the sorts. We are back from that BRB after that awesome map 1 victory for the Vandals. 1-0 on the series. And, oh my gosh.
What happened to Toxic Ray?
What the heck
He's
happened?
gone. I have taken his place. Unfortunately, Toxic Ray had to go and play some of his Marvel Rivals matches that he has for today. So you will be joined today instead by ZG Fenrir, the one and only. It's good to be here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah, it's good to have you. And that map 1 was definitely a spectacle. The Vandals really pulled it together, especially from last week, from that tough loss from Oklahoma. Their defense, as I was saying, was incredible. The taking space, and I really just want to highlight one of those plays, that last map, the Viper ult on B main, and then all the rest of the Vandals flanked mid in order to put Kentucky in that little area, in that little space, and then just proceeded to dominate right there. Nothing they really could have done.
Yeah, Kentucky didn't have that space control that they needed once they all flooded into that main, and they just got stopped by that Viper pit, like you were saying, and they couldn't escape from there. So we're going to have to see if the Vandals can come up with similar plays, or if Kentucky's going to bring it back to a much closer game going into map number 2 on Sunset this going around.
Boy, oh boy, some Sunset. Vandals have played this map a couple times throughout the ECAC League. And we saw some mixed results.
It's been hit or miss depending on which week we go, as well as I think it really depends on which side that we start on. A couple of the weeks we've been starting on attack, which the Vandals don't really tend to favor, and then some of the weeks we start on defense, which makes it go a lot better for us. So it seems like we are going to start on defense, in fact, for the second map, which implies to me that this was probably Kentucky's map pick, if I were to hazard a guess. So that would seem to be the case. Looking at some of these team comps here, anything interesting stand out to you on either of these teams?
Both both teams have neons. Neon is very good on Sunset. I just didn't know Neon was that good on Sunset for like both teams.
I don't think that they're actually quite that good. I think especially when we're going to see a lot of Cypher on Sunset, especially on that B bomb site, that it's going to be really difficult for the Vandals to take that space on offense, you know. Usually you would use something like a Sova Shock, which we do have, or a Raze Nade. You usually see Raze played on this map for that reason, actually, is the deal with those Cypher trips. So we're going to see how some Cheese is going to be able to deal with the Cypher trips as they go in. Speaking of the Cypher trips, he did get a recent change to his trips.
Yes,
if you
he
remember.
did. I remember.
His trips now will stun, or they don't stun, actually, at all, which is an interesting change. But they instead will almost immediately proc the location reveal. So it's an interesting change. I'm curious to see how it's going to shift how the operators play it all.
Yeah, we've seen it a couple of the weeks now, and Vandals, last time they played on this map, they really did not respect the Viper trips at all when they were attacking that B site. They kind of just went through the trips, just completely ignored it, and they told me that was their game plan, and it worked out for them. We'll have to see how it goes this time around. Kentucky is going to be on offense starting out, and Bisky already with a very fast sprint up mid for that first pick. Some shots not landing for Kiyu, and that spike is already going to go down. It's a 3v5 retake for Idaho.
Yeah, this is going to be a really tough spot, especially on those pistols. Having that man advantage is going to be incredibly difficult for a retake, especially you generally want to count the bomb plant as an extra person on the team. So really, Kentucky really has like 5-6 people on their team going into this retake, and it's going to make it very difficult. Diabolic finding two, is going to find the right click on the Neon, but it's not going to matter all that much. Some Cheese, the only one left with the Lone Frenzy. No time left on the clock either. So this is probably going to be a lone round. We're going to try and get a couple picks here. Finds the one on Eugen. And yeah, they're going to run right into the Ranked Demons crosshair there at the end. So that's going to be round number 1 going to Kentucky.
Yeah, I like that post plant. After they got that spike down, they sent 2 to be aggro and then left the other 3 on the site to make sure they don't throw and hold on to that spike. Great positioning. And that first kill from Bisky,
I've never seen anything faster, bro.
Yeah,
it was so fast.
That was insane. He's just a lightning bolt up through mid. And I like that first play of the game because they don't expect anything like that bold to happen. Okay, I thought he was going to do it again.
Speaking of, I think the Vandals actually were quite aware of this because we have decided to send 4 Vandals down mid in order to try and really contest this space. You don't see this play made very often, but it's going to end up working out for them as they go 1 for 1 so far. Actually going 3 for 1.
Yeah, Kiyu finding 2. He doesn't expect the last one to be on boxes right there. And it's all left to Ranked Demon. Gets 1, gets 2. And now that's a 1v1. Diabolic didn't really have a chance to grab any of the guns. Is just going to flank around. I'm not sure if Ranked Demon is going to read this right away, especially since Diabolic wasn't there in that initial flank fight.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he's going to be able to read it either. However, it looks like he's already looking back sight just to see if they're there. That is where it's pointed for him. Not looking.
Oh, no! Oh, it happens to the best of us right there. Oh, he's flashed a bit. Diabolic very low on HP. He's done quite a bit of damage. And yeah, that whiff is going to cost them the round. A very winnable round in that.
I hate it when you have those moments where you're like, all right, my crosshair is lined up on his head. The only thing that would ruin this if he has super weird movement going around a corner, and the Raze there had super weird movement going around the corner.
They have the weirdest movement when they're like not looking at anyone or fighting. It's always hardest to shoot the guy not shooting back.
It's true, it's true. So that means that the Vandals are going to go down 0-2 into this second map. It is the Vandals' bye round, so they will be going into this round with full rifles. Kentucky doing a pretty good job at saving their money for this next round. Jump Spot is going to spot out Bisky here. They're going to try and contest it a little bit. Nice shot from Suncheese onto Rank Demon right at the beginning there.
Yeah, very good first pick here. Man, Idaho is taking some space. B main is going to retreat back. Eugen finds one on Jimmy in mid. It's a 2-2 split for Idaho on both sides. Lots of fights happening.
Yeah, both these mains are super being heavily contested by both of the teams. They don't really want to give it up. It looks like Kentucky is going to opt for the B site. They are going to run into the Sentinel, though. That is going to halt their progress just a little bit while they have the lurking Asuna playing in this elbow connector area. We'll see if Suncheese is able to pick them out.
A lurking Cypher on offense is always so annoying to go up against. Bisky might be a little more annoying with this Judge entering on the site. David with a nice ring around the Rosie play gets one. He knows where the other is, but chooses to help his teammate. It's a 2-on-1. A bad flash from David. Doesn't expect the Omen to be there. And it's a 1-on-1. Spike is going to go down.
Diabolic doesn't have his stun here, has a chance to redeem himself again. Will have heard the TP. Is he don't know it? Yes, he does know that he is TP'd into the garage area, and that will be round number 1 going to the Vandals.
Yeah, that was a bit scary in that 1v1 situation, especially after investing your whole economy there. So, thankfully for Idaho, Diabolic did win that 1-on-1 just to make sure the economy is still alive, but it is going to be actually not that great.
No, when you lose most of your rifles,
Yeah.
even if you clutch out the round on your buy round, if you lose almost all of your rifles, you're going into your 4th round looking really rough. So we're going to see how the Vandals are going to adapt to it. 2 Buckies and 2 Sheriffs.
Bucky Gaming!
Bucky Gaming, as we say around these parts.
That goes there.
I do like that the willingness that both of the Neons are with you running shotguns.
Yes.
Being able
It's
to run
so
it down at people.
satisfying.
And the worst and most infuriating thing to play against, too. So.
Yeah. It's satisfying if you're the Neons. Oh my gosh! Oh no, Bucky Gaming not working out today. Judge Gaming is back in town.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit more disciplined when it comes to how you're aiming with the Buckies and the Judges, unfortunately. It's not like a rifle where you can kind of just spray it at them. Kyu worked all the way up into this B area, though. I don't think they're going to clear him. That's going to be the bomb down for him. Gets a little bit of damage on a Youngjin, too. Jimmy as well. The Vandals have been doing an interesting job with these alert timings and points that they're going for.
Standing.
A lot of damage on Rank Demon, but he had the backup of Asuna, who is going to get full blind here. Diabolic yet again in a position where he has to clutch up now.
Yeah, Diabolic's been the last alive a couple rounds now. Gets 1 pick mid. It's always nice to get some picks, especially in this situation. It's one of the best things you can do. Just try and destroy the economy as much as you can on the opposing side. I am curious. It seems like he is going to go for it instead of a save. He might try and back out.
You know, just opts to go for the fight here in Garage, and unfortunately is going to lose to Asuna with the Guardian. He's a little bit low going into it. So it makes a lot of sense. Well played by Kentucky going into their 3rd, 4th round there. So.
Yeah, the post plants from Kentucky, they've been doing a very good job on just holding on to that site and playing together. They're not sending one man on the hunt for the most part. I guess they did send one man mid for that hunt, but after him, then they're like, okay, we'll play together, make sure we don't throw the round or anything weird happens. So great job from Kentucky so far on this offensive side.
Going into this
he slides right under
David,
the
what are you
door.
looking at?
Oh, man!
Okay, we do get the trade, but that's a lot of damage coming in.
That was like straight out of a movie right there. Slides right underneath the closing door. Okay, Cheese and Jimmy getting some kills. Asuna loves that little hallway spot, and Vandals, I think, have come to realize that as they take him out. Only 1 player remaining for Kentucky, and he's all the way in their spawn. Diabolic is going to find him and end that round.
Redemption from the raise on the pistol.
Yes, yeah.
Or the bonus, I mean. So you finally got his one there, not looking at him, so we love to see it. Now, going into this round right now is where we're going to see a lot of the ultimate strategy coming into play here. You'll notice that both of the Neons on each team have their ults, which means that there's most likely going to be a headlong rush going into one of these 2 bomb sites, specifically from the side of Kentucky, because they're on a semi-safe for the most part right now. But they also have their Raise Rocket as well. So there's going to be a really good potential for entry going into this round. So we're going to have to see how the Vandals are able to navigate both of those ults here.
Yeah, Kentucky also left Spike in spawn. It seems like it might start off a bit slow. Just trying to get some information, trying to get some picks here. Top mid being smoked off is nice for Kentucky to try and make some space.
Vandals are being very patient, though. You'll notice that we haven't really pulled any rotates to one site or the other. In fact, we're actually leaning more towards this B site, which is our strong side here. We're going to get the wall tripped from Kentucky, and they're thinking about re-rotating, but I'm not exactly sure that they're going to. Their Cypher hasn't taken all that much A space here, and it looks like they are going to find some Cheese if they swing this angle, which Cheese just runs right through.
Yeah, and he saw the Cypher, so I believe he probably thinks that's the lurker here that he's trying to deal with. He does not know that the rest of the team is going to be coming to A site. Oh, is he rotating all the way off of A? Bisky taking a bit of damage mid through spam thanks to Jimmy. And this A site is going to be completely free for the taking. And here's that Neon ult you were talking about, Bisky trying to entry onto site. Realizes there are no Vandals here, so might try and take up some space. Jimmy with the spam through the smoke. That breach ult is going to stop the plant. 6 seconds remaining. Spike carrier killed. Heals going everywhere. Jimmy finding 3. Kiyu finding the last one. Vandals take the round.
I am just as confused as Cheese is here. There was a lot of stuff going down right there at the end. It was a very good flood into that site coming in from the side of the Vandals. You saw that we had the breach aftershock in order to delay that plant, as well as we had the Neon running in through Spawn's side, right? Be able to clear out that elbow side, really make sure that they didn't have anywhere that they could go. So that was a good flood from the Vandals. It was a good take from Kentucky as well. I mean, they were able to correctly read that, hey, we think we've pulled enough rotates off the A bomb site now, and we're able to take it for pretty much free at this point. It's just they didn't have the gun advantage or the util advantage going into that fight. So we'll have to see if they can make this adjustment going into the next round here. Very fast elbow take coming in from the side of Kentucky. Yeah, Bisky is very comfortable clearing elbow here. He only has a stinger, though.
And the breach ult from Kentucky. The nade hits his own teammate. Ranked Demon does get Cheese in the back right there. Kiyu finding the lurker mid. Oh, man, that's going to be a tough angle from Bisky, but Jimmy finding the timing on him, jumping right on up. Vandals making the play onto site. Vice ult comes into play here. Kiyu getting one on Omen. I believe the Vandals know the rest of Kentucky is in this hallway, and they take care of business.
Yeah, phenomenal retake from the Vandals there. Utilizing that Vice ult was super duper important, as well as they were willing to hold that main area too. They knew, hey, there's a gap here where they can be main and easily get onto site really fast with a gun still. So we have to make sure we're holding for that swing, and they were ready for it. So great hold going into this round.
Yeah, and Asuna got caught out in top mid right there. He was going for like a pretty fast lurking flank through mid. A lot of times there's still usually defenders rotating through that spawn, so it's always risky. Yeah, it just didn't quite work out that time for him.
Well, we are going to see a timeout for Kentucky. This is going to be the first timeout of the whole series, actually. So Kentucky's taking a breather. They're 4-3 right now. Not behind by too much. They can definitely make stuff happen, even though they are on eco. They're going into this round. So we're really going to have to see. What I want to see them using is the threatening of the Raise rocket. I think that's going to be super duper important going into this round, is how well their Raise can entry onto a site. It's going to be a lot easier for them to hit B than it will be on A on that Raise rocket as well. So I imagine that's probably where they're going to want to lean. So we'll see if that is going to end up being the case or not.
Yeah, and most of the time for Kentucky Bisky, the Neon has been the one getting the initial entry frags, entering onto site. So it'd be cool to see that Raise take that entry role with that rocket to see if there's value.
Yeah, it's super nice too because you can have the Neon run in through the Vice wall should it be there if they're able to guess, the Vandals are able to guess correctly which site they need to play on. But the Rays can just satchel right over that wall, so you still have the potential for 2 of those entries going into these sites. So Bisky going through the very fast garage play yet again.
Yeah, I'm surprised he keeps on doing this, and Jimmy, he knows that it's happening and is there to try and stop him. A trade going out for both teams. Jimmy finding the TPing Omen right there.
Yeah, there was a little bit of an aggressive play coming in from the Omen. I mean, you haven't fully cleared out the site. You were able to get the Sentinel, but you have to use something like a Sova drone or, I guess in their case, it's going to be a breach stun in order to clear out that space first.
One enemy remaining.
Great discipline from Jimmy, actually, trying to shoot through that box first. Hi, guys.
Yeah, holy jump scare. I've never been jump scared by myself before, man.
Great discipline from Jimmy in order to try and shoot through that box, and the Diabolic with the wide swing there to just cover, really make sure we can clean up that rest of that round. So Vandals extending their lead a little further, 5-3, going into round number 9. And we still have yet to see this Raze rocket coming out. We're getting to the point now where we're holding on to it for a little bit longer than we really need to now, you know? I would argue the same thing can be said for our Neon. Some Cheese has been holding on to his ult since round 3. So we really want to start spending those because, I mean, you should
it's the most value, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Bisky taking charge once again for Kentucky, but Cheese puts an end to that brigade right there. Kiyu, he didn't have his gun out right there. I'm not 100% sure why. And that Cypher ult is going to be used to get some great intel, setting up the Omen to take out Jimmy.
Yeah, that was a very, very important Cypher ult here. It's going to put Kentucky at the man advantage going into the rest of this round. And they actually have all of the bumps. And you can see Austin has looked all the way up onto the site. And that pick mid from Eugen, again, is going to make sure that it's a 2v4 going into this retake here.
Yeah, Diabolic and Cheese are standing strong on this site, and I think Kentucky realizes this with Asuna and are going right back on to A.
Yeah, the problem now is going to be that Rank Demon here just has so much control over spawn. He's going to hear them coming from a mile away, and he's going to have that ability to hold across here, should he so choose. Some Cheese dash is not going to get him anything. Diabolic fighting through the nade is not going to matter, though. Eugen able to clean up that trade right there at the end, putting the Kentucky on the board 5-4.
Yeah, that was kind of impossible right there with that breach stun and nade right there. Wow, there's 3 guys surrounding you. Bit of a tough position, but I know I could have gotten that.
I think I could have gotten it, too. If I were put in that position, you would have seen me ace. There was only 3 of them left alive, even, so we love to see it. Ults are getting back onto the board on the side of the Vandals. We are 1 away from the Diabolic Breach ult. And then we are still sitting on the Sova ult as well. So, I mean, the Vandals have the opportunity to really stall out these bomb sites, should they so choose. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and try and set up Some Cheese for some success here. He does find one, but is immediately traded out by Bisky.
Yeah, the shot's not quite landing on that second one. Asuna lurking mid once again. It's not going to work out. Seems like most of the lurks have not got the true value so far. Just not great timing. 2 of the Vandals are coming flank, and it's pretty fast. I'm not sure if Kentucky is going to expect this. Jimmy finds one with his ult, almost latches on to another.
Make this very rough, especially with David lurking through main. It's all up to the Yunjin.
Yunjin. One of those, and Kiyu takes him out right there. And Kentucky start off very strong, but Idaho has been stringing together round after round, getting up to 6 wins now.
Yeah.
Kentucky trying to even this out before half.
It seems like Kentucky's having a hard time winning these rifle rounds. I think that the Vandals are kind of just outgunning Kentucky for the most part, and then Kentucky is outplaying the Vandals in some of these scenarios in order to win them a couple of these rounds, either with their positionings or with their strats and entries that they're going for. So this will be a save round, so we're going to have to see what kind of creativity they've got going into this round.
Okay, Kiyu getting aggressive here in B main. If he gets caught out, there goes a gun. But the best case of scenario for Idaho happens. Neon with the stun. It doesn't hit, but that shorty did.
sliding Neon with some sort of shotgun does so much damage. But I mean, the Vandals have the numbers advantage going into this round, so we can afford to send Kiyu through that B main because we know that they're not really trying to contest it.
Yeah, Rank Demon gets stunned on his own, and wow, that was a good shot from him. But both Kentucky members will fall down. Vandals are up before the last round on half.
Yeah, and we're still at the point where we haven't seen Rank Demon use this ult yet. I mean, it's been a whole half at this point now.
Yeah.
At this point,
you
you
could
have
have
to
probably had 2 by now at least.
Yeah,
maybe 3, depending if you got an ace with it or not.
Definitely is a mistake on the side of Kentucky, so we're going to want to see going forward, hey, here's a little bit better management of what we're using ults for in these rounds. So we'll see if we're going to want to use it going into this round here. We do have the Neon ult quite as well.
Yeah, this
I think
is
it did see some
could be super aggressive. Bisky gets 1, but there was 2 Vandals there. Diabolic finding 1 on Rank Demon. That's both duelists down, and that Raise Rocket's not going to get any value. Diabolic getting a 3rd on the round. David with the shorty hopping out the smoke.
He's looking at David. He's like, I can't believe we got away with that right there. The Omen and the Sova actually crossed paths through that smoke, and they had to turn and look at each other. As
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't even notice that. Oh, man.
That was why Diabolic ended up dying to that Omen there. So that's all good, though. 8-4 half going into this next side swap is what we're going to see here. The Vandals looking in pretty good control, but we are 50-50 on our pistol wins so far. Kentucky has 2, and the Vandals only have 1. So we'll have to see if they can actually even it up to 50-50 or if Kentucky is just the goats of pistols.
Yeah, and Kentucky, speaking of goats of pistol, they better be the goats on this pistol round. This is a much-needed pistol round win if they want a good chance at a comeback here. Vandals are going to be going onto this B side. Bisky already taking some great space on A, and that's going to give them some nice intel, but the intel might come a bit too late because Vandals are already on site. These smokes are being crazy on site. A lot of people just playing through these smokes, getting some good timing, some good peaks.
Speaking of good timings, Bisky going in through CT is going to result in the Vandals down a man. We're going to have to fight for this CT side, but it's not going to matter when you don't have the numbers. Rank Demon coming in from Garage there is going to clean up the round for the side of Kentucky. And yeah, they are the goats of pistols.
Yeah, they are winning the pistols. They just need to now win these Vandal and Phantom rounds for sure. But man, those smokes on site. There were so many smokes right there. Everyone was lurking in. That was a pretty chaotic pistol round right there.
Yeah, you saw the default smoke for the back sight, you know, right up along those stairs. But then you had an interesting smoke that lets you, normally you would smoke off Garage going into the site right there. But instead they decided to opt smoke a little closer into sight so you could just walk through that smoke instead, which made a lot more chaos happen that round. Going into the following round here, though, Kentucky is going to be on their bye. We see a couple judges, a couple marshals.
Oh, jeez, is doing the Bisky strat, going right on in.
He's all the way into sight.
Oh, man, he gets tagged. Oh, he has a Bucky. Ah, get out of there, jeez. How does he live that? I don't know. Diabolic getting the Cypher back of sight right there. Some Cheese is still alive and still wanting to push. This man does not know what the S key is, only W. Okay, and is going to get taken out by the better gun, the Guardian. It's a 3-on-3. Spike is down. Bucky Gaming not finding any value here.
That's the strength of the Neon there, you know, is that you just can just run right past a lot of people's crosshair. Deke coming in from the side of Jimmy does find the unranked demon here.
And knows Bisky is main. Bisky has a judge. This is a perfect spot for a judge. But Jimmy with the Guardian gets 4 kills on the round. And wow, great save round from the Vandals. Yeah, or was that forced?
It was a save round. It was a save round. That was very good discipline from Jimmy, knowing, hey, this person has a judge. I shouldn't be swinging into this person after this tap. I believe that they're not gonna hold because pro's fake. Let it be known.
Let it be known.
I don't have to swing. He's going to swing into me, and then I can use my longer range gun to my advantage here. So that was well played by Jimmy. And a solid attempt by Bisky there right at the end. I mean, he did try to make the most of what he could with that judge.
Yeah, throughout both maps so far, Jimmy has just been landing all the sheriff shots. Oh, man, double trade going on out in that first initial fight. Rank Demon's the only one left on this A site. Jimmy trying to clear it with this drone.
Oh, he's looking
Another
at it. He
weird
spots him out.
smoke. Does spot him out and does take him out.
Enemy remaining.
Diabolic finding one on Omen as well. All left to Asuna right here. He is flanking, but Jimmy knows, and Jimmy finishes it off.
Yeah, I was worried that those trades going into the favor of Kentucky there would mean that they would have that gun advantage, you know, because the more guns that they can take away from the Vandals, the more likely the round is winnable. However, Rank Demon was just a little bit too far back onto site in order to capitalize on all those guns being dropped down over B main, or A main, excuse me. So it's unfortunate they weren't able to capitalize as well off of their opening round there.
Yeah, Rank Demon, as we saw with that Sova drone, was trying to like time it to where he snuck past it to catch Jimmy off guard, but luckily for Idaho, the drone did spot him. So Jimmy knew. Oh man, some whiffs from Cheese right there. Never want to see it, but Jimmy's like, fine, I'll do it myself. Whips out the ult. What the heck? Bisky is here. Just with the judge, just doing judge things. It's a 3-on-1. Eugen on the back of the site. Does Idaho know this?
They
no,
do
they
now.
do not.
And Eugen,
He gets 2.
Down A.
oh, it's all down to Kiyu now. However, Eugen doesn't clear him. Yeah, he's looking the wrong way, thinks he's elbow, but Kiyu has also walked up main onto the left side, and so that's going to be another round going into the side of the Vandals. It was a weird entry, I think, for both teams. I really want to see... what's it called? Kentucky playing a little bit. I'm not gonna say passive because I don't want them to. They're using their aggression quite well with their disadvantages and guns. What I want to see them do a bit more is playing weird spots that you wouldn't think you should be playing at. So off angles with your rifles or sheriffs even potentially. You're not playing in the common judge and Bucky spots a lot of the time on the A side. So I want to see them mixing it up a little bit, and I think that would help them going into the round. We'll have to see. They are just straight up losing their duels still, though.
Yeah, and it's costing them the numbers advantage, and that's what's leading to Idaho getting all these entries onto sites. Kiyu finds Bisky trying to go for a flank. Asuna does get one on site, playing in the cyber cages, goes on through. He misses some shots. Oh, you hate to see it. That was so well played until it wasn't right there. Eugen is here, knows one is coming through mid, but there's way too many Vandals there. They're like a swarm of piranhas right there nibbling at his feet.
Yeah, the Vandals got a little bit lucky that Asuna missed so many of those shots.
Yeah, that was well played from him, playing those cages, the Cypher cages. I love
he dodged the breach stun
like
too.
That. Yeah,
like he played it perfectly, as perfectly as he could. He just missed the shots right at the end. So unfortunate for the team there. You'll have to just kind of shake that one off. This is match point coming in for the Vandals now. Kentucky has to turn it on here and now if they want to stay in this series.
And they definitely have the ults to turn on. Idaho has a couple of their own as well. Cheese playing very aggressive, wanting to try and close this out. That breach ult. Oh man, I don't think Cheese quite saw him in time. The rocket finds Cheese in the back, but David survives. I'd be mad if I was Cheese. David also finds one on Bisky in the back there, which is crazy, and he ends up running out of bullets because he was doing so well.
What a hero play from Eugen! Willing to,
standing.
right at the last second, hold for David.
It's a one-on-one for game. He tries to go for the fake. He's not quite in the sight, and he's just looking silly with the bomb in his hand.
Yeah, you almost. I don't know if Jimmy doesn't know the strat, but you need to actually set a keybind to plant the bomb that's separate from pulling the bomb out. You don't want to pull the bomb out in order to start planting. You just want to have your gun out all the time.
I actually never knew that.
Yeah, if you can have your gun out and then press the button to start planting, and it'll just instantly transition you to tapping. So I don't know if he doesn't know this tech, but if that's the case, I deserve to be immortal and not this guy.
Wow. Well, that's some crazy tech. Oh my gosh, I should have brought my notebook.
I'll just tell you a little bit after. So, speaking of notes, it looks like that the Vandals have realized that they can kind of just run it down onto the A site here for free for the most part. Kentucky's not really contesting elbow all that much. And so, yeah, this is going to be a free... Oh, my...
He gets flashed a bit. Does do a hefty chunk of damage. David getting onto his top crate. They do know he's up there. There is a little bit of a gap in the smoke that he can play around. And that utility coming on in. Jimmy finding one with the shock dart. Diabolic finding one of his own. Some Cheese getting one with his ult. It's a 2v4 right now for Kentucky. Vandals putting in a lot of pressure. And they close out the series in a 2-0 fashion. A nice victory for the Vandals. A well-needed one for their chance at playoffs.
Yeah, that's going to put them, I believe that they are 3-2 in our league currently, which means that they still have the shot going forward. The last week is the last week of regular season, so they still have a shot at making playoffs, depending on whether or not they win it. So this was a big round for the Vandals in that regard. So.
Yeah, and the Vandals looked like a whole different team this week compared to last week. It seems like the strategies and plays were a lot more well-defined. It didn't seem like it was a lot of like improving and stuff. It seems like it was set plays, set executes onto site, and it really worked out. Especially on that attacker side on the map, Kentucky really couldn't get anything going on defense right there.
Yeah, I actually have a little bit of the insider knowledge on this. Recently, 2 weeks ago, actually, it was brought up amongst the team that, hey, we really feel like we're not playing as well as we can together as a team. We have a couple strats and stuff that we should start developing. And so they spent the last 2 weeks in order to really hone those skills on that. They really have bonded well together as a team now. And you can kind of see it based on the replays from this Sunset map. I mean, it was really chaotic for some of these rounds, which I think swung in the favor of Kentucky a lot of the time. But yeah, right there at the end, for a lot of these gunfights, you'll notice that the Vandals are just out-fragging them when it comes to these this gun control.
Yeah, and I want to highlight Jimmy. We see him a lot on this highlight reel, but Jimmy, both games, he got a lot of entry frags, got a lot of value with the Sheriff on both pistol rounds and save rounds.
Yes.
And that did a lot of damage to the economy of Kentucky. Some great aim coming from Jimmy and game sense.
Yeah, to be honest, I think Kentucky played it super duper well going into this second map. They really were making their presence known mid, whether it was Asuna with the lurks or whether they were running it down with their neon, just trying to take a lot of the aggressive space in mid. And I think that was the right idea. It was just they were getting out fragged, and some of the strats right at the end of the series, I think, were starting to become less and less as good when they were on their defensive side. So I think they played it super well, and it was a great showing from them. They have a lot I think they can learn. And a lot that the Vandals showed that they can prove themselves going into their week number 6. So,
yeah, we will be ending stream right now, but we would like to thank Monster Energy for being there, keeping us energized, keeping you guys energized, keeping the world energized. Some awesome free renewable energy, maybe, or.
Probably not renewable.
Yeah, is it non-renewable? Oh, yeah, because
it's definitely not.
Yeah, non-renewable.
You have to generate it, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
darn,
hey, we appreciate the fact that they're willing to give us their non-regenerative energy. So we thank you very much for Monster Energy. And hey, you know what else has awesome energy that you can use in order to promote yourself? It's Ziply Fiber here. That was not one of my greatest transitions of all time, but Ziply Fiber is one of the greatest things of all time for the Pacific Northwest. You can get some of the best, fastest internet on the planet. In the Pacific Northwest exclusively. Go ahead and head on to ziplyfiber.com/students and use code students. You could potentially get $10 off of your order there, especially if you're a young up-and-comer student, college student in the Pacific Northwest. This is going to be a great opportunity for you to get good, fast internet. So.
Great deal. I took advantage of it, and I'm living the dream right now.
Me and you both, brother. Shouts out Ziply Fiber. We love them. Almost as much as we love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. This was a fun show. Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun. This is the first time I've ever casted.
It was awesome. It was so fun. It was amazing.
It's awesome to see you guys grow from your guys' beginning commentary stages all the way up until now, and I've just loved watching your guys' journey on that. So thank you very much for being a part of that.
Thanks, boss. It means a lot.
Well, it's meant a lot to us that you guys have watched. Unfortunately, that is going to be the end of our broadcast. I have been ZG Fenrir.
Bradical.
Hey, we're going to go ahead and take it out from here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned tomorrow for some Marvel Rivals at 5 p.m. We're going to hopefully see some good gameplay, and then in the meanwhile, we'll see you guys then.